Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Julie Piper with Magnific Imagination, read by Marcia Brody. This is vlog number 5, or our June vlog. This month, Maggie went to a dressage clinic with Richard Williams, which you can see here, where we really focused on starting to introduce self-carriage. She has a tendency to want to be a little heavy, and I have maybe let her get away with it a bit. So here you can see he really was working on having me just give my hands forward and making sure that she is carrying her own head and own neck. So I'll just let this play here where you can kind of watch. We also did some introductions to, shoulder ins, leg yields, the very basic of those to try to get her off the forehand a little bit here. And she was just going so well by the end of the clinic. Then she also went to Fair Hill, where she did her first beginner novice. Her dressage test I don't have any video of, I just have these photos, but she was just a bit tense and spooky throughout. I think that if you've been to Fair Hill, this grandstand ring can be a little bit spooky for them, especially the young horses. There's trailers pulling in and out, and grandstands with people coming up and down watching. So it was a little spooky for her, and she was definitely a bit tight and tense, but when better time to start to get them used to it than at 4-year-old at a starter trial. So it was just really good for her to get out and experience, maybe a little bit bigger atmosphere than she's had. Here you can see a photo of her lovely square halt. And then she went on to do a show jumping round. She had 2 rails in her show jumping round. I don't know that you can even really see them on video. I feel like they fell down after she jumped them, but it was fences 8 and 9, and she just tapped them behind. I don't know if she just got a little bit tired. It was very, very hot, or a little bored. One of the things we've been working on in show jumping is very similar to what I was talking about in the dressage, is just getting her a bit softer in her jaw and off the forehand and lighter. And I just felt like she was so lovely in this show jumping round. She was soft the entire time. She was quiet. She jumped everything really well, in my opinion. Fair Hill show jumping can be a little tough because it's not flat. So especially with a big baby such as herself, starting to learn to balance herself going down the hill and then back up the hill. I just thought she was so great here. She did miss her change there. I'll just let the rest of this video play out so you can watch. That was one of the rails she had down, and then she also had this one down behind. But super proud of her. And then I'm going to apologize for this cross-country footage in advance. My mom likes to try to ride with me as she films, so it's pretty shaky. But she was so good for her first beginner novice out here. She loped around like a little hunter course. It was just super good and super brave. We really had some issues with ditchiness in the past, but after taking her to a cross-country schooling lesson, I realized it wasn't so much about the ditches as it was that she was just getting really, really behind my leg. So, I've been focusing on really making sure she's a little bit sharper off my leg, in front of my leg. And throughout the course, the whole time I was testing, when I put my leg on, do you go forward and move off of it? And I think that's made a big difference in all phases, really, but particularly in her show jumping and her cross country, is just making sure she's in front of my leg here. There she goes through the water. And pops out over a little roll top. Again, I'm sorry, this is a bit blurry and shaky. And now it gets very shaky, so don't watch if you get motion sickness. But yeah, so her plans for next month, she's going to do her first young event horse qualifier at Lockmoy, so we'll see how that goes. Here we are coming down the hill to the ditch here, and I was really happy with her there. And then you lose me. So her first young event horse qualifier at Lockmoy, and then she's also going to go to Hunt Club Farms at the end of July for another qualifier. And hopefully we get our scores for champs. Oh boy. I think we come back into the footage here at the end. Yep, here we are. And here she is just loping along to the last fence. She's such a good girl. Yep, over the last and home.